F-I-F-T-Y-C-E-N-T-and-S-N-double-O-B.
Yeah,
Internationally known.
can't forget. Tom Magic
You
One.
done heard about me.
Woo!
F-I-F-T-Y-C-E-N-T-and-S-N-double-O-B. We internationally known and locally respected. Boy, I know you done heard about me. I'm a P.I.M.P.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but a bitch can't get a blunt up out of me. I drive a Cadillac, wear a perm cause I'm a G.
Shout money.
And I'm a motherfucking
XL.
VIP. I don't know what you heard about me, but a bitch can't get a crumb up out of me. I drive a Cadillac, wear a perm, and I'm a G. And I'm a motherfucking VIP. Yo, that shit is crazy, who kid? Rewind that, play that back.
F-I-F-T-Y-C-E-N-T-and-S-N-double-O-B.
Can't forget. Dogtown Records.
Known and locally respected.
Snoop.
I know you done heard about
Ted.
me. F-I-F-T-Y-C-E-N-T-and-S-N-double-O-B. We internationally known and locally respected. Boy, I know you done
remix.
heard about me.
Get
I'm a
back.
P.I.M.P.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but a bitch can't get a blunt up out of me. I drive a Cadillac.